Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Dan's Place. Glad you're here, and thank you for the honor and the privilege of sharing just a few minutes with you and sharing some thoughts with you. Having said that, if there's something that we say this morning or a proposal that we make and it speaks to you, then if you would, we would appreciate your support by showing an LCS, a little like, comment, and of course, share. But we are thrilled and delighted you're here today. And so thank you for, once again, the opportunity to serve you and support you. Now, everyone here knows that I'm a person of faith, and I'm unapologetic about that. But I'd like to talk about a perspective for problem solving. Now, this goes across the faith-based community into the corporate community. In fact, it goes across those boundaries into life. So at the church we attend, our pastor has been going through a study in the book of James. He's had us all going through that and reading and studying. And one of my takeaways, just one of my many takeaways from the study, is about the perspective of leadership. And that perspective we should have when it comes to actual problem solving. And as I thought about it, this is the perspective everyone should have about addressing problems in their lives. So here goes with some of Dan's thoughts here at Dan's Place. James was literally concerned about what I would like to refer to as the big picture of life. He really was in chapter 1. After his greeting in that chapter, he jumps right into how to handle problems. Interesting process. We all look at and towards those that lead us when there are problems around us, don't we? And we're looking for them to offer some sort or some form of solution, particularly right now during the pandemic. It has been unnerving to many that our leaders are saying, I don't know. Well, let me just say for one, thank God for their honesty. They don't have to know because we have never been this way before. It's a time of learning for even our leaders. Now, I do not want to pretend to be hyper spiritual here. Suffice it to say, I'm learning and cannot act like I have all the answers, because I don't have all the answers either. But there are three things we can learn from the text. In James chapter 1, I want to give you those three things very quickly. Number one is contemplation. We find that in verses 2 through 4. Contemplation with meditation can produce application for your situation. Let me say that again. A lot of Asians, huh? Contemplation with meditation can produce application for your situation. So what do I mean by that? We can find joy in the midst of problems only when we recognize that their purpose and there is a potential to see their results. The key really is perspective. We must have the right thinking about the problem, and then those that lead must see that those that follow and can grow and learn to grow through that situation. As a leader, your responsibility is to help those that are following grow through it, not grow to it. Number two is supplication. God allows us trials. Please notice, and that's in verse number 5, God allows us trials. Notice I did not say that God gave us trials, though he could. That is not his way. God allows a trial to come to us, so at the end, there's not a lack. In fact, James says, if you lack wisdom, and I love this verse, ask God for it. If you lack wisdom, just ask God. It's not a sign of weakness for leaders to pray or for anyone to pray for wisdom, especially when facing problems. If you lack wisdom and don't know the next step, then ask God. He will give you that. And then number 3, and we find this in verses 6 through 8, is expectation. If we do ask God for wisdom, we must have faith. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, the King James says. We must truly trust God for wisdom and have faith. Once we gain perspective, then it goes to our faith and our trust in him to give us and supply that wisdom that we need. The only thing left to do is to anticipate the solution and demonstrate. Here's the key. We must, by faith, the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We must demonstrate and exude optimism. We must demonstrate what the end result is going to be. We must exude confidence that the end will serve us and will certainly serve God. So my 3 steps to provide a perspective for problem solving are contemplation, supplication, and expectation. Until the next time, this is Dan Caldwell saying God bless and keep the fire burning.